where I got up early this morning. Like I
Mhm.
woke up at 5:30, and which is, it's not like, oh my God, but it's in that weird, like 5:30 is a weird time. You're like, should I go back to bed or should I just be up? And I don't know.
Five
Like,
thirty is too early for that.
but you know what I mean? Like there's at this point, at least there's daylight. You're starting to get just the first light of morning. And so I'm at the point now where it's like I really probably shouldn't. My stomach is going, dude, please don't have another cup of coffee. Like there's things happening down here that just don't, it's unnecessary. But then because it's cold outside. And when I say cold, it's California cold. I think it's like 58 degrees or something. It's
Yeah,
not,
but like the other day we had 70, so that's a significant drop.
yeah, but it's also like I know that there's other places in the country where it's like, no, man, like we won't see double digits for a while. We'll see
Yeah.
or we won't see even a four in the first number for a while. So, but the second that like it drops below, like if it's if it's not, if you're doing the rest of the world, I think I've done this before. If you're like 20 something, then I'm whatever. The second there's a one in it, or the second that there's a six,
Hmm.
I am like, hoodie, yeah, all of it. I can't wait to like get fires going. I feel like there's a primal part of me that it keeps me in touch with my primordial cousins of like starting a fire and tending to. I will tend to a fire
Hmm.
for like an afternoon. I will. There was a time, I don't do this anymore. But I used to like just I would get high and I would just like just start a fire and just like stare into that fire, and like those are good times, man. It's so
Oh
funny
man,
to say
I
this.
know exactly what you mean. Like during Thanksgiving, there's just like most of my family members I don't really want to talk to. So
Mm.
my whole job would just be I'm just gonna make sure the fire's still going.
Check on the fire and make
Yeah.
sure that it's still burned down the house.
Oh, you want to talk about politics? I got it. There's fire going on.
That's how I don't like. We started this. I think this is our ninth year, 10th year, something like that. We go up in the woods, man, for Thanksgiving. And we don't go home, and we just last year like snowed. We almost got Edwards. I think we talked about this before. I almost got Edwards snowed in. We like it like dumped like a foot and a half of snow, and we couldn't come down the mountain. It was great. So I don't know if that's going to happen again this year, because there's been years where it's like, "Hey, we could go swimming right now. It's like 80 degrees. It
Mm.
doesn't matter. All of that bullshit aside, I tried so hard to like have like I want like there to be a visual element. This is what I was trying to do. It just doesn't. It looks so stupid
I
that
mean, I think it looks pretty good.
the second that I move, it just becomes distracting. But man, I there's this one great GIF, and I can't find it, of kind of like Alex through the years, and he's always just been like, hey, you're a good looking dude, and even with like a Jerry curled mullet, like he had a perm
He did.
for real. Like it was a tight Hall and Oates. I mean, straight up Daryl Hall. Like he had, and a mustache. He was the 80s. Every part of him was the 80s. And I remember the first time that show was on. Um, and man, it's just like it's so crazy to think. And the most beautiful thing about it, I believe it. At 80 years old, first of all, cancer, fuck cancer.
Hmm.
There's no reason why, if we can put, a piece of whatever on another planet or another body of celestial body, we should be able to, if we can take out sugar from fruit, we can,
We can cure cancer.
we can cure cancer. But that's a whole other conversation for another time, not for a prompt. But I celebrate this man's life, man. 80 years, and just the amount of entertainment, but also the level of just the dignification and the integrity that he brought to a traditionally kind of campy, cheesy role. He wasn't that. He's just, and the effects of his life just resonate in the epitaphs of those who were coming forth and telling their personal stories of him. There was the dude Bert. I can't remember his last name, but he said, I learned how to speak English from you."
I saw that
And
clip going around as well. It's
the other one where he says the guy was stumped on an answer and he decided to just toss away $2,000, save $5, just to say we love you. And the effects of that, man, are just so far reaching, man. And just the level of stoicism that he handled himself through his um battle. I think a battle would be a fair word to say. I heard someone once say, and I believe this sentiments. He didn't lose his battle to cancer; he won,
yeah.
because cancer can't hurt him anymore. So, dude, it seems simple and stupid, but man, to Alex Trebek, just like 80 years of incredible. Thank you for teaching us so much shit that we never knew. Thank you for all of the questions. That's the whole thing I love about Jeopardy. The true thing is not about the answer; it's about finding the question.
Mhm.
So that's absolutely my vibe. Uh, so yeah, man, it's just been what a crazy daisy weekend it has been. Just like your background there, your world is
Oh,
was
I should
upside
transition
down.
to the two of us then.
Hmm.
um,
I probably should. So I'm
yeah.
probably like
Hi,
Tom.
I'm also here.
He's also here. Tom A. Breck.
It's me.
Um, welcome everybody. I mean, welcomed you. Yeah, just been talking about coffee and indigestion and Alex Trebek.
Yes.
uh,
The
um,
cameras are on. You know that, right?
oh shit, I keep forgetting that. I just look at the chat real quick. MSG is here. Stephanie's here. Lily K is here. Wendy, Leanne, uh,
We've got a nice amount of people. About
Jack.
75.
Dude, these are great people that have joined us here on this Sunday. We do this every Sunday. If you don't know if this is your first Sunday, if you're watching on YouTube afterwards or live and you don't know what this thing is, this is Prompt. It is a creative community event. We come together every Sunday. And in this time, we discuss a chosen theme. And that theme can be influenced by the movie that we watched yesterday, because we watch a movie every Saturday together. Or it can be inspired by current events, or it could be something that has just been kind of like bubbling up inside us for some time, but Tom's going to share today. But it's a theme that we choose, and then we discuss it for about 15 minutes and kind of extrapolate and give a little bit more description as to what that theme means. And then, if you're watching on YouTube, we release you to go and find a creative way to express that specific theme throughout the week. Share it with us, share it with someone else, tag us on Twitter, put it up on Instagram. Let us know how you creatively express that theme. And it could be anything, any creative way you can do. People have done spoken word, people have done music, people have done short stories, people have done poems, people have done dance. You can make macaroni art. It doesn't matter. Just find your creative expression and your creative way to express that theme. If you're part of our Rad Pack, which is our Patreon, you can go to patreon.com/Troy Baker, find out why we even have a Patreon. Then what we'll do is we'll gather those people together in a private call, put them in the cave together after this. And then after 30 minutes, they get 30 minutes to meet that challenge. We'll find out how they creatively expressed that specific theme. I feel like I'm getting better at explaining that.
You're getting really good. I feel like you'll be able to get it down in like under a minute at one point.
Yeah.
But you're going to sound like the guy reading the ends of like a pharmaceutical like drug.
Hey, I used to get, no, pharmaceutical ones are ask your doctor could also say that this thing could make it actually even worse, and your face could spontaneously combust. Those are slow.
Mhm.
Because for some reason they don't have to meet the stipulation of the 30 seconds or 15 seconds. They could be 60 or 90s, doesn't matter. Because there's a mandate that says you have to express what the side effects are. And so they've decided to narrativize it and everything else. And yes, Projaxlac can help you get rid of.
Your eyes might bleed. It's okay.
You may also invite Satan to possess your soul.
But just they're so calm about it. It's like, of course I'll get two.
You have to be though, because what they used to be was like you could also die from this thing. People were like, wait a minute,
Wait, what was
back that up. As soon as TiVo was there, they were like, boop, boop. What the fuck did he just say? You can actually just shit your heart out if you're not careful. But I used to be able to do the prices potentially may vary. See store for details. Offer expires. I used to have to do the legalese, and the challenge was always, could they do that without, artificially speeding it up? Uh,
Oh, I always thought it was always sped up.
Now they cheat now, but it used to be like, hey, we don't want that to be, and it had to be approved. A lot of times the lawyers would have to be like, you have to be able to hear it. Like if he goes, oh my God, it's like we said it. It's like now you have to be able to
Did you
hear it.
just read Moby Dick, all of it?
But the Micro Machines guy, like that's what I grew up with. Micro Machines, the guy that could talk super fast. All bullshit, doesn't matter. But I don't know if I ever want to get it down under a minute. But I do want to make sure that you guys understand. So to reiterate, what I'm about to do is I'm going to hand it over to Tom. Who's going to discuss the chosen theme that he has, and we've done this before with different people. The whole point is that it's a community created event. So we've used other people in the community. I've done some. We've had people in the community. Who did we have last week? We had Jay.
We had Jay do it. Yeah.
Fucking awesome.
We
So
had a good friend
if
Austin
you
do it
have-
as well.
What's that?
We had Austin do one as well.
Austin did one that was like bananas. It was it was insane how good it was. If you have a prompt, please let us know what it is. If you say, like, I've really been wanting to do this, bring it to us so we can find a time for you to be able to step up and say, here's my theme. I want to see how you guys creatively express this theme. So again, it is something we do every Sunday at 1 p, 4 p, 9 p until, I guess, British, we change our times at the same time. So
Yeah.
1 Pacific, 4 Eastern, and 9 British summertime or GMT. You can find us live here on YouTube where we discuss the prompt, or you can always watch it later. If you're a part of YouTube, once we conclude this little part, once we discuss the theme, we will release you to go find a creative way to express that theme throughout the week. We just ask that you share it with us. Let us know what you came up with. If you're part of our Rad Pack, then you guys what you're going to do. You're going to hang out. You're going to join us here in the call, and then you're going to get 30 minutes to find a creative way to express that theme. So, Tom,
Hello.
what is our theme for this week's prompt?
The theme, usually you'll go about and like explain it around it, but I'm just going to start right off. The prompt this week is going to be leap of faith. It's something that I've been thinking about recently because Into the Spider-Verse has just been stuck in my head again. It might be because Miles Morales is coming out, which I'm super excited for, or it just seems to be like November is the time that I rewatch this movie. But one of the, like later in the movie, one of the big things is taking a leap of faith, and the idea of like, it doesn't have to be you're jumping off a building to figure something out. It could be something small, big, anywhere in between. An action more or less where you are not sure about what what the outcome is, but you have faith in it, and you are going to take that step into the unknown to fulfill that. So like for me, I feel like I've had a bunch of those in my life. Some good, some bad. Like coming out to LA for the first time was a leap of faith for me because I did not know like what I'd be doing, who I would be like working with. It turned out great in that sense. Even the second time coming out here, it was a leap of faith. It seems like every 4 years or so I get one. Which is fun. But it's not only like a lot of movies have depicted it in games, like Assassin's Creed also has done it. In the first one, like they explain the leap of faith as we're trusting in God to catch us as they leap into a bale of hay.
Yeah, or the bale of hay.
Yeah. But Troy, you had Indiana Jones up as well, which is the is it called the leap of faith?
In the book and in the journal, he says, and I'll show the page real quick for you. He says that a leap from the lion's head, a leap of faith from the lion's head. So I'll get out of the way. That little image right there is the image that is in the journal that his father wrote, and it was one of the 3 knights that escaped said that this was, they set these elegant traps to protect the most precious artifact to them, which was the Holy Grail, reportedly, the cup of Christ, which would grant eternal life if you chose the right one.
Yes, the cup of a carpenter.
That's a carpenter. That's a cup of a carpenter.
But
the thing that the question that I would have for you is to me, there's like 2 leaps of faith. There are 2 brands of leap. I mean, I guess we could divulge or divest and talk about all the different ones. But For me, a leap of faith is that I may not be able to see it, but like you said, I I know that it's going to be there.
Mhm.
There's another type that says, I don't care if it's not there. I have to do this. And I'm curious for you, was LA, was it a, I don't, even if I fail, I'm going to do it? Or is it, I'm trusting that I know that I'll be
It
caught, I'll
is
find the bale of hay.
it is more the second one. I'm trusting that the bale of hay is below me.
Cool.
Um, that I'm coming out and almost like originally when I came out to LA, I assumed like once I get there, everything will be fine,
Mm.
and I'll like figure it out. I'm still figuring it out here, but it is that step that I took to be like, now I am here. Now is the next step. I just had to cross that threshold of the unknown.
There is, I wish I could show you. Actually, this is super, super small. Maybe I could find a better version of this. Nope. This might be good enough. Um,
I'm dying with anticipation.
Trying to know what this is.
Hmm.
I'm gonna see if I can put this up because this is really, really good. I want people to know what I'm talking about.
I mean, you can send it to me. I can put it up as an image.
Oh shit, it's even better. Hell yeah.
But also, like, if anyone knows me, they know that I'm a big Assassin's Creed fan. So I've always thought a leap of faith is you just jump off like a tall building into like, oh, did you put that in Zoom chat?
Yeah,
Let me get that up.
it's the Assassin's Creed. I remember the first time, and especially like this week we were playing Assassin's Creed Syndicate, and every time they do that leap, man, when they land into the cart, it's just like back. I know that my character's going to get up, but just the sound of air rushing past you as you fall, it never gets old. It feels like every time that I do that leap of faith, every time you climb up that tower, and that's all, especially the first one, it's all that you did. Climb up the tower, get the eagle vision,
Hmm.
scan, synchronize with that spot. And that's how you start, the best part is that you get to open up other parts of the map. But to me, no matter how many times, still my favorite part of Assassin's Creed, because of number one, you get the best view. It takes hard, like when you have to climb and you have to figure out how to climb up there because it's not always just like you get to free run up there, but
It's not always just straight up.
yeah, it's not always just straight up. And the higher you go, the harder it is, the more challenging it is, and the better view that you get. And knowing that the best part is as soon as you finish synchronizing, you get a better leap of faith.
Hmm.
It's not just a short one that's like, 20. I probably could have just jumped off normal.
It's only 3
We've
stories.
had those. There are a few of those where it's like you didn't have to do a leap of faith. You can just jump, and be fine.
You just want to look stylish.
Yeah, it was like you just wanted to make it look cool. But those you're like, there's no way I should physically be able to survive.
Mhm.
Those are the kinds of leap of faith. So that's like one leap of faith. The other is that's why I wanted to send this to you. This look that Harrison Ford gives, and he's such a pragmatic person. He's very passionate, but he and this, especially if you've never seen Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, it really delves way more into the character of who Indiana Jones is, revealed through his relationship with his father. So he is the skeptic, he is the cynic, he is the one who doesn't believe in any of this and actually rejects so much of it because of the way that he was raised. And here he finds himself, without spoiling too much at the end of the movie, having to believe in all of these. So this scene, real quick, he's standing at the edge of a he's literally standing at the precipice of a chasm, and below him is nothing but certain death, but behind him is enough of a reason for him to have to move forward. And I think we've all found ourselves in that place before where it's like we are driven by something that even could be perceived as a bad situation. It's not always like I'm going forward because I believe this is going to be great. It's like what lies behind us is scarier
Well,
than what lies in front of us.
I mean, like another like thing to think about in terms of a leap of faith is even in Into the Spider Verse. There's two kinds. There's the one where Miles doesn't know if he can become Spider-Man, And
Right.
Peter B. Parker says, "You don't know yet." And then later on, Peter says, "How do you know it's time for me to get back with like Mary Jane or try?" And Miles goes, "You don't know." It's also a
Right.
leap of faith. Like there's so much in it of like, can I become this, or do I have it in me to address like the demons that I have or the fear that I have in life?
Dude.
So
That
there's a lot to dig in terms of like leap of faith in which other people can look at. Um, for
is that
me, and
play.
it's an experience. Other people, it's a feeling.
I think at the end of the day, I would say that a leap of faith is a decision.
Yeah,
What it's based upon can vary. It can base upon evidence, it can base upon fact, but ultimately it is a decision. Um, so
and
I'm
I think
curious to
we
see.
hit that. Yeah,
Look at that.
I think
I'm curious
I
to see
think
what
we
comes
figured
up.
out leap of faith.
There it is. We've got it figured out. Tom has it figured out.
Mhm.
We're figuring it out. I am curious to see. Oh man, I should not do that. I'm like looking at this cup of coffee, and I kind of regret it. Um, I am. I'm curious to see what you guys come up with.
Mhm.
So, if you're joining us on YouTube, thank you. We appreciate you being here. Please share with us how you chose to creatively express leap of faith um, somewhere throughout the week. Just tag us on Twitter at Relator
I have
Canon.
one better for you. I have created a hashtag prompt.
Oh, I
That
like
way,
it.
so if you click on that on Twitter, it'll show you everyone who has done a hashtag prompt instead of kind of digging through the at Relator channel or anything like that.
Dope, dope, dope. Awesome. Um, so then do that.
Yes.
If you're part of our Rad Pack, again, that's the people that have chosen to be a part of this platform of Relator um, by going to patreon.com/Troy Baker. If you want to find out why we even have a Patreon, you can go there. If you're a part of our Rad Pack, you know what to do. Stick around. The invite will go out. You'll join us here in the cave, which is our private Zoom call. Super fancy, super 2020.
Very.
And then you'll be given 30 minutes to find a way to creatively express the theme leap of faith. That's it. Thank you guys for joining us. More cool content coming up next week. Monday, the new episode of Legit drops. Some Super Jones. Can't even
Welcome to
talk.
the Jones.
Yeah, man. I'm very excited for you guys to hear this conversation. Rad Pack, stick around. We'll let you get an exclusive look at who it is. That'll be out Monday at noon. More cool stuff coming this week. Until then, celebrate the life of Alex Trebek, celebrate hope, and stay rad, everybody.
Bye, people.
Bye bye.